Hello everybody, Noah Best Drummer here, and welcome back to Contempt of Court. So, I haven't recorded this in a while, but I wanted to get back into it because I feel like I've been neglecting this game a little bit because Outer Wilds has just been taking up all of my attention. So yeah, let's just get into it. So tonight I'm going to be recording both Contempt of Court and Outer Wilds. Well, I might. It's 11 p.m. right now, so I might just record Contempt of Court and then go to sleep. I wanted to record both because I want to get a giant batch of videos ready so that I don't have to record for a little bit. And, yeah, so let's just get into it. Alright, so we're going to go through this testimony, how Vex Vulpa remembers the crime scene. That Smith guy's talking crap. That's not the way I remember things. When I was woken up by snow, I looked over into the next cell. Yeah, Cedric was dead, but he was lying on his bed. In the wire. What damn wire? There was nothing like that around. I'm telling the truth here. I didn't kill anyone. You realize that your testimony directly clashes with those of both detectives? I know who out of you and them I'd sooner believe. Mr. Wright, it is up to you to find out whether or not Vulper's argument holds water, by finding any evidence to support or denounce his claims. He holds water. You folks know what else holds water? A bucket. Just thought you liked to know that. And hey, it's true. See? I am capable of telling the truth. Which is exactly what this testimony is. Just shoot me now. Mr. Wright, you may begin the cross-examination. Good luck! I'm gonna go to the end and get a hint first. Because, like, you know, I do have faith that this case will be better than the other two in terms of logic and contradictions, but you never know when the case will suddenly descend into madness and I won't know anything. That's nonsense. I investigated the crime scene myself, and Vulper says he saw things differently to what I saw, as well as what Detectives Smith and Snow say. I think a lot of pressing is required for a testimony this vague yet possibly groundbreaking. Thanks for the hint, Phoenix. Not how you remember things? Yeah, if you'd listen, I'll explain what I'm talking about. Why did you look over there? Hello? Because they said they were arresting me for Cedric's murder, perhaps? Obviously, I looked into his cell to see if he was really dead. If he was lying on his bed, how could you tell if he was dead rather than asleep? He was such a clean freak, it was untrue. For the past few days he was in prison, he'd always make his bed so tidy and precise. His bed was just that, with him lying on top of it. I admit the sheets of his bed look slightly disturbed, but that still doesn't account for the fact that his body wasn't there when he was killed. So this would mean that it is likely the victim wasn't asleep that night? Exactly, Your Honor. Keeping open the possibility of Vulper still being the culprit, seeing as the only way he could strangle the victim would be if he reached through the bars. Mapplethorpe would have had to been awake and standing near the bars for that to happen. There's just one thing you're forgetting about, righty boy, my old chum. What do you mean by that? That wire. I never saw that wire at the time. You never saw it? Or are you trying to deny its existence? Oh, come on, righty boy. Me and Cedric were both murderers. Do you really think the police would just give us something as murder-causing as this? They wouldn't leave this sort of stuff lying around the cells. And I'm telling you, I've never seen this before in my life. That's a point. Where did the wire come from? Where did it go? Cotton Eye Joe. I'm telling the truth here. I didn't kill anyone. Vulper, do you swear on your life that you didn't kill the victim, Cedric Mapplethorpe? My life isn't exactly worth swearing on, is it? Well, come on. You're entertaining. That's gotta count for something, right? I'm a disgrace to living, a murderer, the lowest of low. Finally, something we can all agree on. But since it's all I have to swear on, yes, I swear. I don't exactly trust Vulper, but I'm starting to doubt my mistrust of him. Is he telling the truth? That's nonsense. I invest. Oh. Well, I pressed everything, so. Is it as simple as the wire being found? Shit, I said it. I should have saved. I'm gonna do that right after this. Can't believe I forgot to save. I always have to save. Would it be the diagram? Nope. Did I press this one? I can't remember. Oh yeah, I did. A lot of pressing. So, do I have to repress everything, or... Now, let's go through this line by line. That's not the way you remember things. I think that's fine. This is also fine. This is fine. I'll try the picture instead. Wait, no, I just saved. God damn it. Yeah, this is a head scratcher. I gotta be honest, I don't know what's happening. Well, I've tried a few options already, so I was really hoping I wasn't gonna have to look at the guide anymore in this game, but like what the hell am I missing? Why did Google Chrome open? Okay. This makes no goddamn sense. Am I just stupid? Is it a profile? No? Yeah, I'm looking at the walkthrough for this one. Wow, I'm stupid. I'm so dumb. It's the wire. I should have thought about that more. I'm so sorry, guys. I'd advise against digging your own grave any further, Vulper. Ha! A very inappropriate metaphor to use against someone who will most likely be executed soon. Are you saying that you never used the wire to kill Maplethorpe? Yes, I used my bad jokes to kill him instead. Well, figuratively, of course. Or maybe I was talking in my sleep. Well, I have evidence to say otherwise. Oh, I see we're back to our old friend Garate Wire again. But what exactly does he have to do with me? It has traces of your identity on it. Detective Smith gathered that your DNA was detected on both ends of the wire. This would have suggested that you held it from both sides with your hands. And there's only one reason I can think of why you did so. For the purpose of strangling the victim. What the hell is going on here? Order! 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 Mr. Vulper, lying to this court is most unwise. Especially barefaced lies like that whenever this evidence exists. Mr. Wright, what say you? This piece of evidence shows that Vulper held the murder weapon with both hands. There's no way that what he said about not knowing about it is possible. It certainly seems that way to me. Seeing as how there is solid proof that Mr. Vulper held the wire from both ends. Mr. Vulper, what do you have to say for yourself?
I think that sums it all up, Judge.
I believe it does, Mr. Brisbane. I believe it does.
So, Mr. Wrong, nice speech back there. Too bad it was for nothing. You can never trust criminals, ever.
Can't I just write I must not kill anymore 50 times we can put this all behind us? No, we certainly cannot. Mr. Vulper, right now this court has enough evidence against you for me to hand down my verdict. But unfortunately, I can't do that just yet. There's another murder which took place shortly after that of Mr. Maplethorpe. And you are involved, so I hear. Of course, the Doc's murder still needs to be investigated. I don't feel obliged to hand down my verdict as I feel this other murder must first be investigated, seeing as how these two incidents have been considered connected by the police. Usually at this point I would extend this current trial for another day. However, am I right in saying that a different person is the suspect of this murder, Mr. Wright?
Has he forgotten already?
Yes, Your Honor, my client, Detective Robert Snow. And Vulper was a witness of that incident. I see. Then it's settled. The trial of Robert Snow will take place tomorrow morning, after investigation into this other murder has been instigated. Don't you think you've gotten away scot-free for this, Mr. Vulper? If any more evidence is found that points towards you...
Yeah, I'll be executed. Don't worry, I'll shake it off.
Wow, being able to shake off death. Court is adjourned. I apologize profusely for how stupid I was during that testimony. I should have gotten that right. That was like the easiest contradiction of all time. I feel so stupid. It's fine.
That wasn't much of a trial, was it?
Not really. Felt strange to not be defending with someone.
Well, you are now. Investigations for the murder of Perry Docks have begun. Anyway, what do you make of the Maplethorpe incident now that trial's concluded?
From what we've seen so far, Vulper looks like the culprit at the moment. But the Docks incident has yet to be looked into. It may uncover some more info on what happened to Maplethorpe.
That's exactly what we're hoping too. So far so good, Phoenix. Then again, your success today was no small part thanks to me. If I hadn't brought up the DNA results, you'd have had no leads on who murdered who. Right?
Technically, it was Brisbane who brought it to our attention, Detective Big Head. Damn. So when does the next investigation begin again?
It's already begun. The bulk of it should have been handled by now. So I'd get over there fast if I were you. Look for interview room 2. That's what happened.
Interview room 2. Got it.
Almost forgot. You wanted to look into the mass prisoner transfer issue as well, didn't you? Might be worth heading to the precinct and asking to see the chief himself. He was behind it, so maybe he can shed some light on why he ordered it.
Thanks, Detective. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, goodbye to you too. Right, it's time to start the investigation of Perry Docks' murder. For what I know so far, there was some sort of blackout at the prison that night. Was that the opportunity the killer took to murder the victim? With the Maplethorpe incident put to one side, I can now focus on this one. I better refresh my memory on the case first. Not here. Detective Snow must still be in questioning. It's pretty dead around here right now. Should probably come back later when things have perked up. Okay, I get it. I'll go to the interview room. So this is where the second crime of the night happened. It certainly is.
Or it certainly is. How clever you are.
Yeah. Where did you come from?
It's funny when you think about it.
Huh? What's funny?
2 murders in the space of 45 minutes. And in one of the most secure places in the city. Know what I mean?
It's unfortunate, sure, but these sorts of things can happen anywhere.
It's more than unfortunate, Phoenix. It's ruining my reputation as police officers. Officer!
So, yeah, I've come to take a look at the crime scene.
Yeah, knock yourself out. I'll be sticky around too in case you need a refresher on the case.
Good point. Learning more about the case would help me right now. Could you refresh my memory on what happened here, Detective?
You mean you've forgotten already?
I haven't forgotten. I'd just like the information again now that the case is being investigated.
The victim was Paradox, an officer who accompanied Snow on interrogating Vulpa. For 10 minutes, interrogation was unsuccessful. Then the storm that night caused a brief blackout. Just enough time for the killer to strike. Take a look at the crime scene and piece together the rest for yourself.
Why can't you tell me the rest yourself? Oh yeah, because that would mean you'd have to stop idly scribbling and actually do something.
Yeah, take this.
Was practically thrown at me by Detective Smith. What an asshole. Can't be bothered to explain it to me then? Fine, I'd rather read about it than hear from your mouth anyway. Jeez, these two hate each other. From a stab wound to the heart. 207. The weapon, a knife. No! Entered the victim's chest sideways. Penetrating the heart before exiting through the back. Wait. Sideways? How would it go through the back? Whatever. A small widening of the wound suggests that the chest was the entry point of the knife. So what's your take on the Mapplethorpe case?
Well, for one, it looks like it was Vulpa all this time. But we can't put him away for good until we find out who is responsible for this case.
Because the two incidents, holy shit, are connected?
Yeah, and by one person, him. He's already eligible for the death penalty for the murder of Mapplethorpe. That is, if he did it. That crime scene is being swept one more time for any more evidence. So we better see what dirt we can dig up in this one, yes? Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't even say anything. Oh? I just wanted to know what you thought of this.
It's very interesting.
But you're not even... Not interesting enough for you, huh? Okay, let's examine. A table in which interrogations take place. There was a chair on the far side that I assume Vulper sat on. The officers must have stood since there aren't any chairs on this side of the table. I better take a closer look at what's here. There's a black coffee cup sitting on the table. Black coffee? What the hell is the blue shit in there?
That was Detective Snow's coffee, you know.
Why does it say Phoenix? He brought a coffee along to the interrogation? Whoa. What's in this cup?
Coffee, perhaps?
Coffee, but it's bright blue.
Oh, I forgot about that. It's atroquinine.
How could you just forget that it's bright blue? Atroquinine? What's that?
Poison.
Huh? Someone tried to poison Detective Snow?
Certainly looks that way.
We have to get him to a doctor. He might have taken some in.
Relax, Phoenix. You didn't drink any.
How can you be so sure? How quickly does it work?
Atroquinine is a slow-acting poison, but it takes up to 15 minutes to work its deadly charms. And as you can see, our own quirky detective is still alive and well. Ergo, he didn't drink any. Plus, he said so himself.
Ah, that's a relief.
Yeah, relief.
But why is it bright blue?
That's the result of the agent used to detect many poisons. Atroquinine turns bright blue in reaction to the agent. The killer wasn't subtle, though.
What do you mean?
Even a slight trace of the old atro is enough to be deadly within 15 minutes. But here it looks like they threw the whole packet of it into Snow's coffee.
When could the killer have had the opportunity to do this?
I don't fucking know.
In other words, you don't... Sorry. I just found that funny how I predicted that. In other words, you don't know. I get it. Ow, that hurt my lungs. A poisoned cup of coffee and an interrogation. Now, where have I heard that before? Godot. That's sad. Looks like the murder weapon. How did a knife end up in a room like this?
Apparently, Doc's brought it in.
The victim brought a knife to the interrogation? How do you know?
I had the knife checked for fingerprints, of course. The 2 sets were found. 2 people held the knife on that night.
I'm not going to like this, am I? And who were they?
Docs and Volpa.
Wait, whoa. So Docs did bring a knife into the interrogation. Whatever for, I wonder. Wait a minute. Are you saying that only Volper and Doc's fingerprints were found on this knife?
Yeah, and?
There was no trace of Detective Snow's fingerprints?
No, I suppose there wasn't.
So Detective Snow couldn't have stabbed the victim.
I wouldn't jump to that conclusion so soon if I were you. That doesn't completely clear him. A witness saw him do it.
Uh-oh. Forgot about the witness. But surely if Snow's fingerprints aren't on the knife...
Let's just see what the witness says in tomorrow's trial, okay?
Sorry, the body outline just looks so stupid. Alright. Looks like Docs fell forwards over the table when he was stabbed. The large amount of blood on the left suggests that he was stabbed in the heart. And who's to blame? Snow, probably. He probably did it. I don't know. He just snapped. Stabbed in the heart, huh? Is that it? Yep, that is it. That is indeed it. The door leads back out into the corridor. It's the only way out of this room, too. Hey, there's something under the leg of the chair. What's this? It looks like an empty sacket.
What you've got there, Phoenix?
Detective, did you notice this sacket earlier?
No, can't say I have. Where was it?
How could the police miss this? It was under the leg of Volper's chair.
Really? What does it say on it?
I don't know. The bag's too scuffed for me to be able to read anything clearly. What did this contain? Probably the atropine. Is that not going to add it to my court record? No. Oh, yeah, I know. No, I didn't mean to click that. My bad. I think that's it. So I'll go back to the police department. Never mind, I'll go to the detention center. Never mind, I'll go to the interrogation room. Oh shit, I have stuff to present. I forgot about that. Are you sure this was Detective Snow's coffee?
Positive. Snow's the only one in the precinct with a black coffee cup. It's definitely his. Besides, he attests to it.
Who tried to poison Snow during the interrogation? It wasn't him, was it? You don't give a shit. Okay, I think that should be it. I guess I can try and look around more, but the body tape is slumped over the table, but how is the part between the legs being suspended?
All thanks to me, that one.
Huh?
They were having trouble with laying the tape down. Because of what you pointed out. How could they suspend that part of the tape in midair? I came up with the solution of just suspending it with a piece of string. I should have had a promotion for that.
And what's the other end of the string tied to?
What's the what now?
Obviously, the string must be attached to the underneath of the table in some way. I'm fascinated to know what brilliant workaround you had for that dilemma.
I used a,
What are you trying to look at? What are you trying to look at under the table for? You should know what you used to attach the string to it, right? For your information, it was a hook they used to attach the string to the table, Detective. Wait a minute. There's something else under here. Looks like a piece of tape has been stuck to the underneath of the table. It's ripped in the middle, too, as if it was used to stick something to the table, like a knife! Important clue, I better file it away just in case. Now, is that it? I already found the packet. I already looked at the table. I just looked at the body tape. Yeah, I think that's it. And now I'm going to present... Ah, mouse, what are you doing? Really? Okay. Now, that should be it. Hopefully. God damn it, that's not it. Okay, well, I'm lost now, so I'm going to look at the walkthrough. Oh, I think I have to examine the packet again. I guess. Wait a minute. The coffee.
The killer wasn't subtle, though.
What do you mean?
Even a slight trace of the old atro is enough to be deadly within 15 minutes. But here, it looks like they threw a whole packet of it into Snow's coffee.
A whole packet of atroquinine was emptied into Snow's coffee. Then could it be that this sacket... Detective, I think this sacket once contained atroquinine.
Well done, Phoenix. That's the exact same conclusion I came to earlier.
So you knew about the sacket?
Of course I knew about it. Not hard to miss, is it?
I give up trying to battle with his ego. If it got any bigger, it would need its own zip code. Jeez! Damn! But that's not all. Look at the scuff mark around the sacket. The shape of it corresponds to this piece of oh, so it wasn't a knife.
So what are you getting at?
Don't you see? The sacket of atroquinine was taped to the underside of the table. Thanks to this, it's likely that somebody planned on poisoning Detective Snow from the start.
Big deal. A kindergartner could have figured that out.
Then that makes a kindergartner smarter than you. Right, I think I've looked at the crime scene enough. I should have everything I'm going to need for tomorrow's trial now. Holy shit, finally. Thank God. Now, I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows that when I'm getting annoyed, it is not because of the game's fault. Like the last two cases, a lot of my anger came from the fact that it was the game's fault for being stupid. Right now, I'm just being stupid because it's 11:30 at night. So anytime I get frustrated, it's not the game's fault. It's my own fault. It's my own stupidity that's leading me astray.
Cool.
So, what's your take on the crime scene from looking at the evidence?
What attracts my attention the most is the poison coffee. Someone trying to poison Snow. Sacket found in the Vulper's chair.
How could Vulper possibly found the opportunity to poison the coffee? And where did he get the sacket of atroquinine from? So hold on a minute. The murder weapon holds Vulper and Doc's fingerprints. So why was Snow arrested?
You should be asking the witness that question. She was supposed to be the one who saw the crime happen. I saw her a while back. I think she's returned to the precinct.
The precinct. Thanks, detective.
Sure.
Isn't this where you're supposed to say you can't speak to the... Oh, you can't speak to the witness till tomorrow's trial, pal? Apparently not. Alright, it's time I got over to the police department and spoke to the witness. Finally, I can do something. Actually, while I'm here, it'll be worth trying to speak to the chief of police about the prisoner transfer. That whole business sounds way too suspicious to ignore. Excuse me? Woman? I'm Phoenix Wright, Detective Snow's attorney. Would it be possible to see the chief of police? I need to ask him some questions. Sure thing. Oh, okay. Thanks anyway. So much for that. I'll have to try again later. Is that Maggie? Mr. Wright, is that you, sir? That voice. I know who that is. It's Maggie! Maggie Bird! That's me! It's been a while, Mr. Wright. Sure has. The last time I saw Maggie, she was a waitress at the restaurant Très Bien. She'd been arrested on suspicion of poisoning somebody's coffee at their restaurant. She was innocent, of course. A lone shark named Furio Tigre turned out to be the killer. I wonder why she rejoined the police force. So, Maggie, I take it you're back on the force?
That's right, sir. Did the uniform tip you off? Hee hee.
How come you're back to your old job? You seemed happy enough as a Trabian waitress.
Not really. Since that trial where everybody thought I poisoned Mr. L's coffee, I was afraid of the same thing happening again. I kept thinking, what if I accidentally murder someone? I was afraid to even add sugar to coffee and tea after that experience.
Why? In case it happened to be poison?
Exactly. I just knew my legendary bad luck would rear its head again.
Wow, I was only joking.
Leaving Trabian behind, I tried my luck as a security guard at the prosecutor's office. No complaints for a while, but just as I was settling in, I was fired.
Really? How come?
It's my own fault. I lost the master key to the building.
Ah, that'll do it, all right.
And, I became entangled with another murder. At one point, the finger of blame pointed at me. Or should I say, the finger of that prosecutor jerk? But Mr. Edgeworth and Gumshoe saved me, sir. They knew I wasn't the murderer, and they fought for me until the end.
Whoa, I've lost track already.
But did I let it get me down? No, sir, I did not. I managed to get back to my old position here at the precinct. Maggie Bird lives to fight another day.
That's Maggie for you, bright and cheery no matter what she's been through.
I sure am glad I'm not the accused this time.
This time? Is she talking about the Doc's murder?
I said to you once, sir, that I'd find that one single piece of good luck. And I found it. Fortune has finally come my way. Isn't this wonderful? I told you it would happen, and it has.
Whoa, slow down for a second. What's happened?
I caught him, sir. I caught him with my own two hands.
Caught who? Wait a minute. You don't mean...
The latest murderer, of course. That British detective.
No, he's Australian.
That Australian detective, Robert Snow.
Maggie was Detective Snow's arresting officer?
My whole life's been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures.
Uh-oh, this sounds familiar.
I promised myself that no matter how long it took, I'd find that one sliver of good luck. And this is it, sir. This is that one sliver of good luck. I've caught a murderer red-handed.
So you mean you're the witness?
That's right. The tables have turned. Fate has entered. Mr. Wright, behind you.
I can feel a pair of glaring eyes burning holes in the back of my head. I already know who's behind me. I'm sorry. Do continue. Brisbane. I do hope you and my witness are having an idle chat. Because if not, you need to get out of here now, Mr. Wrong. Miss Bird, I'd appreciate if you could save your account of the crime for tomorrow's trial. Or do I need to have a talk with the chief to set things straight?
Sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I'm not allowed to tell you what I saw until tomorrow's trial. See you in court, sir.
Thought you could get a sneak preview of what's to come in tomorrow's trial. Forget it. Nothing can prepare you for what I have in store. You're going down, and Snowball with you. Don't worry, I'm going... So much for trying to talk to the witness before the trial. Looks like I'm going in blind as always. I guess it's what I do best anyway. Hi, mate. How's it going? Hi, Detective Snow. How are you holding up in detention? I've slept in comfier beds. That is, if you can call that slab of solid mass a bed. Did they deep freeze the beds in here or something? He's doing just fine, I see. And you know what? We're going to talk to Snow next time. So I'll see you guys in part 22.